Hello, and welcome to On the Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change radio station. This is a special show because oftentimes we talk about and people get to hear about when they're going through things, but rarely do we have a chance to talk about when people come out of something. So, this radio station is very intentional about creating opportunities for people to connect to change, to connect to some of the information, the resources, the story, the tips, the access, the support to be able to get to a different place in your life. So I have with me in the studio on today my very dear friend Lily and Laurie.
Hello.
What's up, Lily?
I'm so excited to be here.
And Lily is with me on today. And again, this is just an excerpt. We will be doing this periodically for On the Go Radio because I do believe that there's something that happens when you hear something and it connects to something that you desire to do in your life. And sometimes you can hear things and people will share things with you and you can't understand what it's connected to because you don't see yourself out of a situation. So this radio station is really intentional on bringing information. You will notice from some of the hosts that's been on the shows that they're very passionate. I believe they have pieces of the formula to change that's in them, but today we're going to talk about really just relationships that bring you the support that you need and see you through till you get through change. So there's a lot of new things that's happening in your life. Lily and Laurie. And
Yes.
I've been knowing Lily for many years. Actually, you were a guest on one of my shows on a different station
Yeah.
some time ago. I do suggest that folks go back and look at it. She is the bomb. Um, but I want to take an opportunity today just to talk for a little bit because I believe somebody will be encouraged through this information and be able to say, you know what, that could be me. And so I don't know where you want to start or what you.
I want to start with that sermon that you gave a couple weeks ago because it's really powerful because it really parlays into this discussion. You were preaching about how you you may fall down, but you can get up, and the
Oh, that is
analogy.
not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over. And the analogy that you used was like a fighter. You may get knocked out, but and while you're down, there's somebody against the rope saying, get up, you can do it. You can do it. And so sometimes in your life when you face challenges, that person in your corner that's telling you to get up, you can do it. Or that person that's living by an example, showing you how you can go through the struggle, but you can overcome. I think that's such a powerful message that you get from relationships or from friendships. And I think also, the way to get out of it, because if you look at your program, it's about connections.
That's right.
When you think about it, there's a saying that Dr. Kenneth Harris, who is the president of the Detroit Black Chamber, uses. He says your net worth is as big as your network.
I like it.
And so when you use your network, to find out about new opportunities, or your network of people that encourage you, that while you're going through, you're not alone.
Because some people are in relationships just for when it's the high points and it's the good stuff. And again, this is an excerpt just to remind people for the radio station that has been launched on the Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change. Change doesn't always happen immediately. And I think you need to have the right people. And that's why that station is really so important, because it brings people who are walking around with the formulas to change in them to the forefront so that people get to hear it. But I know you called me not too long ago and you were like, just thanks, and I didn't really necessarily want to receive that, because I feel like if you're in a relationship, truth is something that people should be given anyway. You shouldn't have to thank that person for loving you enough to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard for people to tell you the things that they really should tell you. But sometimes you need that brave soldier that's going to be in your life that's just going to tell you the truth, that whether it hurts you or not, but it helps you to grow. But you told it in love. You told it because you knew me for so long, and it's like you wanted the best for me, and you've seen me at my best, you've seen me at my worst. And that's what I appreciate about our relationship. And that's what I would encourage the viewers. Make sure that you surround yourself with people who can honestly tell you the truth and also guide you the right way to being the best that you can be. You know, in life, we will, stumble, we will fall, just like that fighter in the ring. But you got to have people around you that are doing positive things that can help uplift you so that when you're down, when someone else is down, you can
That's
return
right.
that favor. And I
That's
think
right.
that's the thing with networks or working with people. You if someone is down, you lift them up, you encourage them, you try and find the right words to inspire them that tomorrow is going to be better, because along this journey you're going to get lots of bumps and bruises. You may, just things will happen along the way.
Because being
But
grown up really kind of, I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but I know I got a large crew that grown up life sucks sometimes because it's, I know.
yeah, the
Can we
funny
totally
thing,
agree?
yeah, because I was talking
'Cause
to my
who
sister.
knew that it would come with all of this crap that you don't necessarily want to deal with to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, it's like I was telling my sister today. I said, you have, she's grown, but she has a way like a child, in the sense that she gives people she looks at life as children. She's very loving. She's very sensitive, and she's very optimistic. And that's what, as a child, they're optimistic. They say the right, different things that's right on the top of their mind. And that's what I appreciate about her. And that's the difference with growing up. I didn't want to grow up. When I turned 18, I was crying at my graduation. My friend Devin, he was like, "Lillian, why are you flubbering like that?" I said, "Because I didn't want to grow up, because I didn't want
You
to
knew what
do the
came
thing."
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't tell people the absolute
Yeah.
truth. You have to sugarcoat it and find special
Yeah.
words to say the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the imagination that you have as a kid, just looking at, to an adult, things don't look possible. This particular thing may not look that you can do it, but with a child, they can see many things that we can't see, and they can believe and expect, and it's just so much different.
And again, that's
looking that
part
way.
of the reason why in Torres, hey, I see you. What's up, Juju? It's really important that I believe that this station will play a large part in people's lives, because it will connect them to a lot of information and people who have walked through some things in their life. And you're absolutely right. Sometimes you have to say some of the hard things to people that they don't want to hear, and you got to be willing to love them enough to tell them the truth.
Definitely.
And I will always tell you the truth.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I learned from you, like even with your new application, is great, because you share
the app,
different
yeah.
resources for people. And in my former position, that's one of the things that I really enjoy with helping people. Because like in today's economy, a lot of people, we would love to spend 20, 30 years at a company, but that's not happening anymore. The best way really to move forward in the community is really starting your own business. And there's so many businesses. And I always tell people, do something that you really like, something that if you didn't get paid for, you would do on a regular basis.
That's right.
And then, like, I love the way that you share the different resources. And so that's one of the things I started getting really good at. I would share with people, like, for example, here in the state of Michigan, I don't know if you know it, but there's a website. It's called the Michigan Electronic Library, and it's mel.org.
No, tell us about
And
it.
on that website, if you go to mel.org, there is a business section. You click on the bubble that says business, and there are tons of free resources. So if you're trying to get the contact information of someone at Herman Miller or Kellogg, you can put that company in, and it'll give you the contact information.
Cool.
If you're looking to write a business plan, you never wrote one before, they have a draft. If you need a contract, there are contracts on there. There's a legal form section of that website. So those are some of the things I learned from you, and I began sharing with the different businesses that I work with, because I wanted the businesses to be as strong as possible. There's so many free resources, government contracting opportunities that are out there. I would share with people like the SBA, the Small Business Association. They have the first Wednesday of every month, they do an orientation at 100 River Place in Detroit, to tell people about how to get some of the special certifications that are out there for your business, so that you can do business with the government. I mean, I've seen people go from 200,000 to over 50 million with government contracting.
Wow.
So those are some of the things from relationships that people can learn about. And then I'm really glad about your radio show because it gives people opportunity to cover not only find out things about their personal life, but find out things about their business life or their the other sides. It's like full circle. You're not just one-sided. There's a business, there's a personal, there's professional, and I think with your program, I look forward to hearing some of the different topics. I think you're really going to cover some of those great things and continue to help the community grow, help the community connect to those resources that can help them be the best that they can be.
And Lily, kind of chime in a little bit. And again, this is we're just talking about the radio station on the Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change. I see one of our new hosts has chimed in. What's up, Hayes? Y'all better get ready for their show. We got some upcoming things that's coming up that we have not shared with everybody yet that you will soon find out. But so when change takes place and like you wake up now feeling like how because you stepped into something different in your life. And so when we were talking earlier before we went on the air, I was talking about you have the liberty and the freedom and the peace now because God has brought you out of something and he has shifted you into a different direction. But it's when you're back here, I need people to know that it's a process.
Oh,
even
yes.
though you can't see your way out. Because I kept telling you, I kept saying it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I said, you don't let nobody throw you off your square, and you ready to bring in an army. And what was the other thing I would say? Spend your time wisely.
Yeah.
And let people take your energy like that.
And that was a very, very important lesson, not to get so
Emotional.
frustrated or just bogged down by this particular problem. You would say, like, choose what you're going to give your time and energy to.
Yeah.
And that was truly amazing. And then, like, that scripture you taught me years ago, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and they're safe. You refer back to those different things or different songs, like Everything by Lakewood. You try just about everything you can just to hold on. And then in the midnight hour, sometimes you make that phone call, or I would just call and say, can you pray for me?
Yeah.
This is happening. Can you pray for me? Or just other friends, I would say, can you pray for me? And, having a network of people that pray for you as you go through that challenge, it helps a whole lot,
And I would keep telling you there's so much life to still live, and again, I think people who know me know that I'm not like the average person, and I've never signed up for popularity. I just always signed up. What's up, Gail? So much love you. I never signed up for popularity. I always just wanted to be, I want to be what God would be pleased with. And that is not always what man will agree with. And I think I have some listeners out there who understand that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I will hope that he can trust us with truth.
Yes.
And truth is not always easy, but so it's really important for the station to be able to bring people to the forefront. And Gail, you just chimed in about the deaf and hard of hearing population, and I totally agree. And there's yourself and two other people I can think of that would really bring a lot of value to that topic, and also some of the supports and the resilience and victories that I think a lot of families have overcome. So don't be acting like you don't hear me calling when I dial you or send you something through Messenger to come on the air with us. I'll be looking forward to that very soon. But again, we wanted to take a few minutes out today and give you opportunity because you connected to a lot of change even before the radio station was launched. And we're talking about a station that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah. A lot of people are familiar with my two shows that are on a different station, worshipdetroit.com, and bless you, Irving, for all of your support there. More than enough, and you can't stop me. But this is a station with a whole lineup of people who have come together, who have went through some things in their lives. And we believe strongly as a team, as a lineup, that it is now that we inconvenience ourselves so others can get to change.
And I think that's what you get from this show, or you get from life. You learn from what others have gone through. You learn through the struggles that others have experienced. to help you get to the next level. If God can do this for that person, then He can definitely do it for you. And that's how we grow. It's like, I remember you would say you got to go through this, to get to the other side or get to the place of victory. And it can be very hard, and no one wants to go through anything, but as you go through things, it helps you to grow, and then you can really enjoy it when you come out. I mean, it's like, I feel like light, and like I could do cartwheels, and I'm just so happy what God has done for me, and I thank Him for just what I went through.
Tell them
But
how you feel now, like when you get up in the morning, and how different things are for you now. I mean, and you're talking about just one life change, really, because a lot of people, Lily, feel like they're stuck and there is no way out, and this is going to be like forever. I know a lot of people who smile, but they are not happy. They haven't been happy in a lot of years.
yeah, but that's the thing you also would say is like, you got to be real, and you don't just put a Band-Aid over your life. Really just deal with the situation.
Go to the root of
Make
it.
a decision.
That's right.
You would say it's like,
I know.
wasting time doing this stuff over and over
I did
again.
say it
It's
lovingly.
Like,
I was saying lovingly.
Yeah, but make a decision, Lily. Like, and that was the hard thing,
Because I would
for
also
others.
tell you, I can't do this for you.
Yes, definitely. You couldn't make the decision
can't.
for me. You wouldn't make it for me.
I support you, but I can't do this. I can't live the most uncomfortable parts of your life for you. And sometimes you love people and you hate to see them struggle or suffer or go through, but it's just some things you can't do for people.
Yeah, you have to. I finally got the courage to make decisions for myself, and that's what feels so good. Not to live for other people's approval, and you would tell me that, and the best way to respond is not to sometimes, and that was an important lesson too that I learned. And it feels good to finally make a decision, be able to stand on my decisions. It feels good just to wake up. I just was on the phone with my uncle a few minutes as I was driving up here, and it was like, this is a totally different Lillian, because I was just talking to him. I was so excited about things, and then others I've seen.
But the thing is, this is the Lily I've always known.
Yeah.
And, sometimes life will put covers over you and layers over you that you didn't prepare for, and you can't find yourself anymore, and you just it's always in there, but you can never pull past all of the layers to be that person anymore. And I've always loved you for the Lily who you always were. It didn't matter what you were going through. I had to watch you go through burying your mom and your dad and your brother.
Yeah.
And those were additional layers, and people have to be able to work through that. And so, again, we just wanted to check in with everybody and just to remind you, there are people, there's hope out there. I don't want people to think that, a lot of people just aren't transparent, and they take the time enough to stop what they're doing in their busyness and all their wonderfulness, as I say, to help somebody else along the way. So for all of those that's listening and those who follow, again, this is just an excerpt from the On-the-Go radio station, Power and the Voice of Community and Change. There's also a recent update. If you have already downloaded the app, go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and do the update. When you do the update on the app, the On-the-Go with Yo app, you will now notice that the radio station, the icon, is now embedded in the app. So nice. I know. Isn't it cool? Look.
That is nice. And you get a notice once it says post. Yeah.
I'm so excited about that. So now you can click right onto the radio station. It took us some time to get that done. I'm telling you, the devil was in Apple for sure.
Well, he doesn't want great messages like that to come out. So whatever he could do, but you did make a really good point about reaching back to help others, and that's one of the things that I was telling my son. You have to give back. We're not just responsible for ourselves. Once you come out of it, help somebody else come out of this situation. Be a support to someone else. And if someone's down, don't kick them. You just help them up. Those are important lessons to share with our young people. He's doing things with my nephew to encourage him. And I just love the circle of love that's going on in our family now. And, that's what we need more of in our community so that it can be more peaceful. People reaching back to help others or lifting others up and telling the stories about what you've gone through, because they can really encourage and inspire someone. So take that time, and then also take that time to say thank you. And I do say thank you because, like I said, it's an amazing feeling to just have peace and to be free. And it took a long time to get here, but I'm just so glad to be here at that space.
Your mom and your dad would be proud of you. They
Thank
had
you.
great. I remember when you went off to college.
Yeah.
They had great expectations for you. You were the one they were really counting on. You know, making it. I know that was a huge responsibility, and some of us are the first ones in our families to ever go away to school, and they had great expectations for you, and I know that they would be proud of you. And at the end of the day, it's never been about where you live, who you're with, and what job you're working. They always just wanted you to be happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
so that's why I had to stay the course.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to stay the course. I don't believe anybody should be working jobs where you got to be walked off because you done lost your mind there. Especially as being men and women of God, we ought to be able to hold it together. Hi, Tia, I love you so much. You ought to be able to hold it together a little bit more than that, because the Bible tells us greater is he that's in us
Yes.
than he that's in the world. And we have to sometimes remind us that we walking around with greatness in us every single day. But the challenge is we never use it. We don't turn it on. We don't flip the switch, and we just allow ourselves to be defeated
Yes.
unconsciously. That we walk around as victims instead of warriors. We are warriors. I am like, y'all know I'm a superhero nut. I am like convinced that we have all been provided with the tools we need to do super unbelievable, don't make no sense, great stuff, because greatness resides in us on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
And God is always looking for an opportunity to stand up and prove himself to everybody that he is great. And because he's great, you can be great.
Yeah. You just got to tell yourself, like, in that moment where, something that's not positive is going on, you got to say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Or like a scripture Pastor Falk had given us, Psalms 34,
Yes.
to listen to
Yes.
every day. And, as a listen, that helped me get through a whole lot. And then someone else gave me Psalms 37. And just those words, help you to make it through. It's like we've been given the tools. It's just putting them together. The tools from the Word, the tools from our friends, good friends to give you some great tools that you can make it with.
So again, we thank you all for chiming in with us and tuning in with us for this quick excerpt. We wanted to, again, remind people why the station was created. I believe that you should be able to turn on the radio, and I did not want to do local radio. Done that where you turn it on and you can only hear it in one place. I believe that a couple things. One, God is soon to come. He is like soon to come, and we have got to get, and I'm not talking about church stuff, people have got to rise to the occasion and just be better people. We see the worst of people on a day-to-day basis, but we've got to be better people, because if we don't show it and model it, our children, we are in so much trouble right now. Our children will never have what they need to be their best person. So I challenge everybody. My charge is public. You all see it. Most of you have known me most of my life. You've seen what has been required of me. Most people were surprised that I was a mom of 6 kids. I raised them as a widow,
Yes.
It would surprise most, but God gives everybody a different portion. That was my portion. This is my portion. And I think the biggest thing is just to always remember, just like Lilli spoke about being there to support her, we have to continue to support each other. And so all of us have a different level of responsibility that he's given us. But I believe if we don't step up to the plate and, again, be inconvenienced to do more than just go to work every day, nothing is ever going to change. It's never going to get better. And I'm not just talking about at work. I'm talking about in our community. I can never tell you how many times I would come home tired from work, and it would be kids sitting on my porch waiting for us to get home. And I'd have to find the strength to be nice and smile and look happy to see them, because they just wanted to wait till I got home, waited till we got home. Be happy to see them and embrace them, because obviously it's something they needed that God put in us to give them.
Those hugs, those moments just of encouragement, because everybody doesn't have that. I remember again that sermon a couple of weeks ago, the church, the way they have the greeting part, and there was a line of kids waiting, to come up there to give you a hug. And I think, we need more leaders out there to do that, to give those hugs, to give those words of encouragement to young people so that they can see that there's more to life than some of the things that they may have seen and experienced. Young people deserve an opportunity to be children. They deserve an opportunity to have peaceful moments in their life, the things that they face today. And that's one of the things I was talking to one of my kids about. Life is so different now. It really is. Even over 20 years ago, it's very different. So we all have to take responsibility and move and do some things so that our young people can have a better life.
So, I mean, Lilli, I can't thank you enough. You've always, even when things weren't always feeling the best for you, you've always been a gap filler for your family, your siblings, and your church, or at your job. And sometimes gap fillers are the ones that people don't notice. And so I want to publicly tell you thank you for just always, I can just remember, you want me to pick it up and bring it? I'm in the area.
Yeah.
For just being willing to be a gap filler and not a showstopper. A lot of people want to always be the ones on stage and in the forefront. But I remember even when you were a young lady, you didn't need your name put on something. You'd be like, I'll do that flyer for you all. And no problem. And you weren't the one that, because what's funny is, y'all know the truth now. You don't put some people's names on some things. They just stupid. You can't even speak to them. Their face all tight and just stupid. Because you forgot to mention their name. And church folks, y'all know us, especially over the pulpit. Don't forget to mention somebody's name on the pulpit. And they did something. They fried up 2 cases of chicken and you didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the person that made the 7-Up cake. I'm sorry. But again, thank you. And so Lilli wanted to provide an opportunity just to reconnect you all to what's going on with the radio station, On The Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change. And so what does it feel like to be like, because you're about to step into something different in the next week or so.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for you.
I just feel so, I just can't even express it. It's just so nice to.
It shows on your face. And for me, that is awesome. I have prayed for the day to see the Lilli I knew again.
Yeah. And it feels so good. Yeah, it feels so good to be back to that person that it's different. And I just hope as many people possible can find that place. And I know that every day isn't going to be peaches and cream, but it just feels good just to be in this moment. So I'm going to enjoy this moment. That's one of the things I learned from you too. Sometimes you just got to take the time to enjoy this moment, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm very excited about some of the things that's coming up within the next couple of weeks. And man,
it's nothing. And I'm trying to just cut this off and not because I'm heavy. But the song that comes to mind, and they don't sing it no more, but it's so many songs that they should sing because they were the things that keep us. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds the future. And life is worth a living just because he lives.
Yes, it is worth it.
It's worth a living. Y'all keep chiming in and watching. You never know who's going to be coming on next. I got some folks that's Facebook and Dad, I love you. Dear Gordon Brooks Sr. Have changed my life because of so many things that he had the courage to walk through. So thank you all again. And this was an excerpt just to remind you, don't you miss nothing that's happening with On The Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change. Make sure, again, you go and you download, if you haven't downloaded the app, and update your app, because there's some new things that we placed in there. I see you, Petway. There's some new things that we placed in there that we want everything to be in one place for folks. We're going to be on the road, on the go with Yo, and we're going to be taking the radio station and some of the lineup. That's right, Petway. So get ready. We dragging you too. The lineup, we're going to be taking it out into the community. So if you want us to set up at your location, I told them earlier, we ain't coming to your house. I ain't recording nothing on your front porch with nobody's phone, and we ain't bringing no cameras to nobody's house. But if you have a place that you would like for us to gather and come and be able to do the show with the lineup of the hosts that we have, we are more than welcome to do that. And again, don't forget to always stay connected, because I don't want you to miss out on anything. And thank you all again for your support. And everybody salute Leo.
Thank you.
She on the other side of change. She has some
Yes.
great things that's happening in her life in the next week or so. And just really excited for her having the courage to take on new adventures and new challenges. Love you guys. And we will be talking to you soon with On The Go Radio, powering the voice of community and change.